Hey, welcome back to an episode of Instagram Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
My hands really hurt.
A little too hard on the slap.
A big clap to start with.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
I've
that.
been trying to clap hard though lately. You know, people have been saying I'm a soft clapper, and I just want to prove that I'm not.
No, man, you clap with the best of them.
Yeah, man. Like they don't let me go to golf courses anymore.
Yeah. You don't have the golf clap
No,
going?
I don't have that little boy. No. For me, it's just thunderous booms from my fingertips. I don't even use my whole hand anymore. It's just tips.
I bet you those thunder spoons would be greatly appreciated in this week's episode about Kengen Ashura.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so we're going to review some fucking Netflix anime in a bit, just so you guys know what we're getting into. Mm-hmm. Our opinion on Netflix anime has remained the same. We'll talk about why later.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to, dude? It's been like a pretty good week for me. Has your week been good?
Yeah, I'd say my week's been good.
That's good.
See you going in on week 4 of being married.
Yeah. Are you just gonna begin every episode with that?
Yeah.
All right.
I get a lot of the same questions whenever I see somebody. It's always, well, when I see people now, it's usually, "Hey, congratulations," and I go, "Thank you," and they go, "How's married life?" And I go, "It's fine." You're like, "What the fuck do you want to hear? It's different."
I don't know, man. For me, I'm like, you're all the same. You're just acting like you're married now, and Sierra's just being exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, now I have to listen to her. No, that's not true.
That's the shit that I just don't get.
That's not true. No, I mean, we've been together for so long. It just cool. Now we're married. Now we live together, and it's great. I don't know if I talked about this last week on the pod, but my biggest issue has been sleeping with her, like in the same bed. Mm-hmm. Like there's been times where like I've spent the night with her and stuff, like, you know, on trips and like over here. But I think after like 25 years of like living and having my own room or whatever and having my own bed.
Yeah, you got shitty habits.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's one
I
thing.
definitely do.
One thing I for sure do in bed is toss and turn, but that's something Sarah's always known. I also talk in my sleep, which she enjoys because she gets to hear me say really dumb stuff. But the issue is that like I'll toss and turn and then I'll bump into her and then I get scared. Like I'll wake up in a fright and I go, "Oh my God." And then it takes me like a split second to realize, oh, that's Sierra. And I go, "She's my wife. We're married now. She's supposed to be there." Like that's what my head goes through. And like I talked to her about it the other day. Like I brought it to her like attention, and I was like, yeah, like sometimes I wake up, or when she wakes up early for work and she happens to like nudge me, wake me up. Like I wake up and I get scared because I don't know what the fuck's going on. And she's like, "Yeah, but you know," he's like, "We've shared rooms before and you know stuff like that." And I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know. Maybe it's because like in my head, I like mentally prepared. Like we're going on this 4-day trip. We're going to share a bed or I'm going to stay over the night, a couple nights. But I think I would always then go back to my old ways of just going to bed and flipping and flopping and not feeling anything there, you know, like a human person. Mm-hmm. So now that it's just always there, I had to get used to it. And the worst one was, I think last week, like I flipped over and like I hit her really hard, like in the chest. Mm-hmm. Like I flopped my arm over. And it was a big hit because like she woke up and I woke up and like we woke each other up and I literally go, "Oh," like I yell, you know, like, and then I go, like in my days I go, "Oh wait, it's Sierra." And then I start going, like I start laughing, not because I hit her, but because I was like, "You're so dumb. You got scared of your wife," you know? So
I'm trying to follow your like thought process.
I'm also half asleep, you know.
I
like,
know that's why it's hard for me to follow it, but I also totally get it.
Like a sleep one goes, "It's so dumb," and I just go back to sleep. So when people ask how's marriage, I always go, "It's great," because like I don't want to be like, it's great. My wife scares me in when I bump into her in bed.
Calling it now. Divorce in 3 months. It's your fault because of the sleep stuff.
I don't think it'll be 3 months, like 2.5. No, I don't think so. I was talking to my parents about it because, like, you know, I was like, "Hey, I need some advice here," and my dad just like, "Stop being a bitch." Like, and I was like, they go, "Oh, okay, just stop being a bitch." Oh, okay, I'll work on that. Like, all right. And my mom said, "Oh, you'll get used to it." Blah blah, all this stuff, and I was like, "Okay, actual advice. Shut up." But yeah, that's so. When people ask how's marriage, it's great. I enjoy it. You know, there's someone home, you know, she makes me food and it's cool to be like someone cares about me to make me food. And I do the little things that she asks me to do and it makes her happy. And I'm like, great, that's awesome. We don't have furniture yet. We'll have furniture tomorrow, hopefully for the first time in 3 months. That way we're not sitting on the floor anymore, which has been a real pain in the fucking ass, you know?
Yep.
But that's updates on marriage life. What I've been up to is, you know, I finally finished The Boys on Prime. Really happy. 8 episodes. I think there's an hour long an episode. Really, really good. I didn't expect it to go the way it went, you know? I was kind of along for the ride. It turns out that, like, I guess because it's based off a comic.
Yeah.
The show has diverged from its source, the source material.
Okay, so like we like the idea, but we don't want to do everything.
Like, yeah, like a lot of things are same, and then but then there are changes. And I go, cool. As someone who hasn't, you know, read the comic book, I go, this means nothing to me. Because I'm just watching this one thing.
Yeah, you're like the show's really good. Can't attest for the comic anymore. That's how I felt Walking Dead.
Kind of like the manga, you know. You go, you go. Someone's like, yeah, the manga's better. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm watching the anime, so doesn't affect me right now.
But the manga is better.
The manga is better. Yeah,
you should read the manga.
Yeah.
There was a whole conversation that I was reading today about Trigun. Somebody posted a GIF from the movie, but they didn't say. They just said like, "Well, here's a clip of like some fighting from Trigun," and they didn't say it's from the movie. They just said Trigun.
Trigun, yeah.
Very different things. There's Trigun and Trigun Badlands Rebel. Anyways, people got into a conversation about the animation behind everything, which then led into like, yeah, if you like the grittier parts of this, you should read the manga because it's so different than the show. And people always go into a lot of depth about different mangas that I don't give a fuck about. And then when it's one that I've read and I'm like, fuck, I agree with that, I never remember that I agree with the thing that people say, and I always go like, "Yeah, but I'm sure the manga just fucking sucks anyway." So, like, I never
but you have experience where you go, "No, he's right."
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, for sure he's right about that.
The manga's better
because they didn't even say. I think the reason that I feel that way is because when people talk about it, they don't say the manga's better. Like, I objectively think that the manga is better personally, but people never bring it up that way. It's just like, oh yeah, it's better because it fits my tastes better, but Trigun is still a great show. It's just different than the manga.
Yeah.
And they both stand up totally fine, in my opinion, even though Trigun's old and it's got good shit. Anyways, I don't ever treat people seriously when they tell me the manga's better. And I also never bring up that the manga is better for Trigun.
Yeah. But did you read all the manga in Trigun?
Yeah. It's so good.
I don't know. That's good.
It's so good.
I think it's just kind of like the same deal where like when you go to like, you know, to equate it to like this, like our Western environments, like, you go watch a movie and they go, and you know, it's like based off a book and they go, and like, book's way better. Cool. Yeah. You know, and I never felt that way because I didn't read books. And then
movie's way better
because I couldn't read, right? You know, like I think it was like Harry Potter was a thing, Twilight was a thing, and I go, people are like, yeah, the book's better, and I go, fuck if I cared, and you know, I don't read them. I like the first book that I'd read that got turned into a movie was The Hunger Games, and I was like, oh, cool, and I was like, I watched movies like the movie was really fun, and then the fucking thing in the back of my head creeped up, was like, but the book's better, and I go, the book is better though, and I go, fuck, that's some bullshit. Why am I now?
That's the way it is almost all the time. And then there's cool shit out there, like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh,
and you're like,
really good.
That movie's fucking amazing. And
the comic book's
also fucking amazing. And they do different shit. I don't think either one's better.
I agree, yeah.
So, like, I would watch the movie more than I would read the comics.
Takes more time to.
But I think that I enjoy the comics more than the movie. But I would never say like one's better. I'm just like, I just know that since I'm more invested and I have more of it, I think I'm more engrossed with the comics. So I like it more. And that's why people tend to be that way for different movies and whatnot too. Because like you'll read a book, you'll watch the movie, you're like, oh, well, it left out all these really cool things that I liked. It's like, yeah, well, they had to cut out some shit and that kind of changed the story a little bit. And of course it's not going to be as good as the books because they have to change it. It's just going to be different. But Scott Pilgrim did all the right shit, and they were like, well, you know what? We got music in these books, but you can't hear it. Yeah. So I think that's like a huge factor.
Yeah, that's
Plus
really
the
good.
Special effects were fun.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good example of being like, they both did it really great, where like it's kind of hard to pick the best.
And I like the beginning of The Walking Dead show, like the first season of The Walking Dead show.
Good,
more than the comics, but then getting into like meeting more characters and having like a bigger plot thing going on of the comics was way better written than in the show.
I know we've talked about, I mean, I've brought this up before, but the comics are way good. I remember like catching just by happenstance.
It got a little bit like the point where I am, which is like 2 years of comics that I've missed probably. it started going in weird directions. So I couldn't really decide. Like when Ezekiel shows up and he has the fucking tiger, I'm like,
okay,
are we jumping the shark really quick here? And it's gone in some weird directions, not killing Negan and things like that. I'm like, I kind of get it, but on the other hand, you've killed a lot more people that are like not as bad
as this guy. Yeah. No, I agree. I like the comic books is great. The show I really enjoyed from the beginning. Like I just happened to watch it on like Halloween when it premiered.
Yeah.
And I was like talking to people about it, and then before you knew it, blew up, became this phenomenon.
It really did.
And then it just went downhill. But anyways, like I always, every time I think of The Walking Dead, reading it, I go, man, that first issue, the art style is different than every other issue.
That's true.
And fucking every time I try to talk about it with like my two other friends who were reading the companions with me, they just don't notice it, or they just don't acknowledge it. And it's because they're not artists or appreciate art that kind of way. They go like, it's a good story, it's really badass. But like you, at least like, you read comics or manga or whatever,
I know that shit,
and you watch anime, and like, like you can see the difference, and you go, I understand. There's art, and then there's like, then there's art, right? Like there's like, it's, and every time I try to bring it up, I go, man, I wish they would have kept that first volume style. Oh yeah. And then they go, what are you talking about? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? What am I talking about?
See, I like where it goes from there, because I felt like it felt a little bit more comic booky at the beginning.
It did. It did absolutely. It felt more comic book, and then once after they did that, it looks more like, it feels more realistic. It's like it's more stylized to feel like, it's not. It doesn't feel very like actiony. It feels And I go,
people felt a little bit longer from the first issue too. Like I don't know, their proportions were different.
They looked more superhero-y. Like jaws were bigger, like big old fucking strong, big old forearms and biceps, and it's like it felt more comic. I liked the way it looked.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm not shitting on it whatsoever. I'm just like, I get why people don't really know, because I like the other one.
Yeah, and there's also a lot more of the other art style, and then you go,
whatever.
You have to sit there and be like, oh, that's right. The first volume did look a little different, right? You go, shut the fuck up. It looked completely different. Go fuck yourself. I'm upset. Anyways, back to The Boys.
Yeah.
Great show. That's where it came from.
I forgot. Wow.
I'd recommend it. It's a good time. They're already doing a second season. Good time. I'm
really excited to start watching it. I just haven't committed to it yet. I've been really wanting to watch more anime lately.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do a lot of things. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. I haven't done shit.
Disclaimer, it's pretty brutal. The Boys, there's a lot of like, fucking violent stuff, a lot of gore, a lot of bad language, and some sexual stuff that like it might not be for everybody.
Okay, name one bad language thing that happens in that. I just couldn't imagine it.
I was about to say it, but I know it offends people. One of the guys
say the gamer word.
I don't think it's a gamer word.
Okay,
it might be a gamer word, but it's not the game. It's not the gamer word.
Oh, okay.
One of the main characters is British, and he says the C word all the time, and it's a little off-putting for some people. I listen to podcasts from Australia all the time.
Yeah, I'm so used to it.
Yeah, I hear it all the time, and I go, and whenever they say it, I go, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's not a word that fits into my lexicon. I feel like I just couldn't deliver it in that same super casual way.
That's why I almost said it, and I go, that's going to sound really bad if I say it.
You would sound pretty bad saying it. But
anyways, the word is... anyways.
Crumbs.
So there's that... let's see. We did Pathfinder this past week.
Did we?
Or
did Pathfinder do us? Am I right, boys?
Well, what's funny is that, like, I always feel a little bit bad for Kyle, because Kyle sets up the thing for us to do.
And I talked to him. If this makes you feel better, I was like,
he didn't care.
No, I was just like, hey man, I don't know what you had planned for tonight, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I did too.
Were you planning like a kind of chill ass thing, or did we like mess something up that would have been cool? And he was just like, literally, I was just going to have like a chill session, and I had some ideas for you guys, but then you just went with your own thing, so it was all good.
Yeah. I always feel bad. I'm like, because we decide to just do stuff that we want to do. Because
I think he had a lot of fun with what happened.
We like role playing to the point where we're making up signs for the cider that we make, and stupid shit like that.
You also have to realize that we're not like, no, it needs to look like really fucking perfect. It doesn't matter to us. It's just like
bubble letters.
You would make a sign for a thing, so we're doing it. Yeah. And then one part of doing that is, how good's it gonna look?
And we roll.
You know what? Looks fucking good to me today.
Looks like a 4. And we go, that's the sign.
So great.
But anyways, we decided to go on a bar crawl, which is something we've done several times before.
Usually it's to introduce somebody to the group.
But this time, I think we just came off a mission of like, killing
almost died.
Killing some snake dragons. We got the Sikatite to make some arrows to kill a ice undead, dragon. And for some reason, Sierra like wanted her character to get a makeover. And so once she got a makeover,
one thing led to another,
man. Then fucking Eliza's character also wanted a makeover, and they're like, "What are you guys getting makeovers for?" And they're like, "We're going out in the town." And they go like, "We're also going out in the town." And so then we all did. And Eliza and Sierra's character, they both had sex, right? They all had sex with people. Sierra's character had sex twice, so what a slut.
And made out with the dude.
Right? And Eliza had sex with this fuckboy for like 2 seconds because he was a fuckboy. We were also out to get some action.
We were out to have a good time. That's all we were out for. And you know what?
We had a good time.
Yeah. And of course you think having a good time, gonna meet a cute person, gonna take them back to the inn.
It sounds
see
like
what happens.
It sounds like a couple nerds being like, yeah, we were gonna go out and smash, but then we made really cool friends instead. Yeah, fuck that. We respect women too much. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I met a gnome who's new to the island, and I was like, I haven't seen a gnome since DJ died or whatever. So I was like, fuck that. I don't want to ruin this by having sex with this one gnome. I was like, I want to make a friend. So I became friends or whatever. I like hired her to do some stuff. She's an inventor, like an actual gnome, not like me as a fucking knight. And then you met, what was she? She was a
dragonkin.
Yeah, she's like a dragonkin.
She was a dragonborn person, yeah.
She wanted to wrestle, so you and her grappled behind the inn, which is fucking hilarious. Sierra, me and Sierra were driving, I think, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but we're driving and she starts laughing and she goes, fucking trip. Wrestling with this dragon fucking kin is like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
It was great.
It was
a blast.
So we did that. I'm trying to figure out like if I've done anything else of a lot of note worth. I don't think I have. It's just been really chill. I set up my bookshelves. Because I got two of them now. Fucking got bookends.
Ooh,
did that.
Nice.
Started reading one of the books that I've had for a while.
You're just living that book life.
I like to sit down and like read stuff. More recently, I've been liking to read stuff like that are like educational, if that makes any sense. Because I have books of like, here's the Maze Runner, or here is the Scorpion House, or like books of like fiction. But I go, cool, I read that. I don't need to read it again. I know what happens, But like a book that's like teaching me something, like this is a concept of design or whatever. And I go, oh, it's interesting. Or this is how you tell a proper story. I go, that's nice. So I've been doing that. I also bought a couple art supplies because I wanted to do some sketches for stuff. So, I mean, I'm really excited. I'm just having a chill time I'm
stoked for you.
Doing me. Yeah. It's kind of stupid that like something as dumb as buying a new like set of pens, I go, yeah, man, I'm fucking stoked to crack open these pens.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Fucking badass.
Get stoked over the most menial shit. That just means that you know how to enjoy things.
Yeah.
Other people aren't that lucky, Appreciate it.
Yeah. No, I'm chilling.
Hell yeah.
What about you, man? What have you been up to?
Well, this past week, I made my bed frame. That was pretty cool. That was a big deal to me. It felt easier than a lot of things that I've made recently. Like the table was a pain in the ass. The fucking corner table is fine. But putting together this fucking figurine case, all my fucking anime waifus in there better be happy, Nanachi.
What's super funny? Yeah, Nanachi's looking hella sexy up there, that top row. What's super funny is that
she's like 16 still or something.
Shut up! Don't say that.
Just say.
Is she in fifth
what grade is she?
Yeah, what grade is she in? Shout out to Nanambiri.
Yeah.
No, Eliza was telling us that she actually bought I think the exact one or a similar.
Yesterday?
No, a similar display case the other day.
Oh yeah.
And she was setting it up at her job, and that it took 4 people to put it together, and they were having a hard time. And Trippier's like, I fucking wish I had 4 people to put this together.
I would have just been telling them what to do because I can fucking clearly tell what to do. Yeah. It was just hard for me to do it.
Yeah, it's a hassle when you have to put something together. I recently went to Sierra's niece's birthday dinner, and I like this niece. She's cool. She's fun. She's nice. And it's not that the other ones aren't, but I enjoy.
You like Aria?
Aria's she's dope.
Yeah.
She asked if hey, does anybody know how to put stuff together? She said make stuff, and I go, make stuff? I make stuff all the time,
Yeah.
And I was like, and then she explained I need someone to put something together. I was like, yeah, I can do that if I can put something together.
Yeah.
And someone gave her a gift for it's one of those pull up bars that they put on the doorway, but it's it's for kids, and they had accessories to do like acrobatic stuff or whatever.
Okay.
And she's like, can you put this together? It's like, Daddy, she said, Daddy had started, but he had to leave. Can you finish? And I go, yeah, I got it. So I'm like, I'm starting to put it together or whatever. And I'm like, what the, like, why isn't this like, because I don't mind putting things together. And I go, why the fuck isn't this working? And I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm looking at the notes, like at the fucking instructions. I'm looking at the thing. And then I realized that, you know, her dad had put stuff on wrong.
I fucking knew it. I knew the story was going to go there. And that, ooh, like I've had to come in there and do that same shit.
He used the wrong bolts for something. I'm like, this shouldn't be. And I was like, this is the wrong fucking bolt. And I go, fuck. And I was like, all right, well, I got to untake it. It was a lot easier to put it on than take it off. So I'm like taking it off and all this shit, you know? And it's like, my fingers are hurting because I'm trying to squeeze this thing and there aren't real tools to the thing. It's like this weird, like, wrench stuff. And like, she's coming in and she's kind of being impatient because she's a kid, she wants to play with it. And at one point she says something like, you're still at this one spot. And I was like so upset. I was like, I can't believe she fucking said that to me. I was like, I've been working really hard on this. Like, no one's like paying me to do this. It's just me being nice. And I go, I gotta take a moment. I go, that's kind of rude, you know? And then like Sierra was there. She's like, Aria, like she like, you know, checked her. Like,
yeah, she like slapped her across the face on her birthday.
Slammed her, you know? She's like, hey, like, you know, you can't say that. Like, gave her a lesson or whatever. And Aria felt bad and she apologized. I was like, it's fine. But inside I was like burning up. I was like, I'm so upset right now. Like, I'm having the hardest time with this stupid fucking pull-up bar. And this kid's over here and undermining me, being like, you're only on this one. So I was like, well, maybe if Dad would have read the instructions from the beginning, I would have been done by now. So yeah, my hands, my left thumb and index finger actually still really hurt from like trying to pinch something. Man. So I get it. It's sometimes like something like, you know, you're capable of putting it together, but then you like realize, yeah, if I would have had an extra pair of hands it or something
immensely easier.
Yeah. So you put the bed together.
Yeah, I did. It was fun. And then I wanted to play Subnautica on my Vive, and as it turns out, you need to play it with a controller and not like the Vive controllers, right?
The nunchuckos things.
Yeah, you can't play with those. I don't have a cord that's long enough. It can't reach from my computer tower to where I stand or sit or whatever.
Is it like a PlayStation controller or something?
Yeah, just any controller that I could hook up.
Oh, I mean, I guess you just gonna have to go buy a longer USB thing.
There's a Bluetooth thing that I got to get for it, and I'm just kind of being a bitch about it right now. Instead, I'm just like being sulky and sad.
Stupid thing won't work without a controller,
which is just a damn shame. And I've been playing a shitload of EDF, and I still goddamn love it. Earth Defense Force. We're playing EDF 5. And man, I don't know. It's just so much fun being with your boys and blowing up aliens and a bunch of Americans being like, oh no, look at that guy over there. It's some kind of a freaky monster. And you're just like, yeah, okay.
I got it.
Thanks, man. I love it. It's just such bad voice acting on purpose. And it's brilliant. Mm-hmm. It's so fucking good. So anyways, it's a blast. Having a ton of fun with that. And yesterday, it's been about a month lead up. Finally got to play Raft with Tom, which, you know, Sam, Eliza, and I, and Kyle, have all been playing Raft since like a year or so ago. And it's been so much fun, and I love it. And it's a goofy time, and you play with your friends, and you just have a goofy time doing pretty much whatever you want on a Raft together. Mm-hmm. But I've wanted Tom to join in, and since he's gotten a computer, we haven't had a good time to do it. So we finally decided, okay, let's put a day aside. When can we do this? And he gave me a date, and that was yesterday. We played it. It's been updated pretty heavily since we last played it. And we got to the end point that we would have normally gotten to before they added all this shit. But now we're like, well, you have to go kill some pufferfish and some condors and stuff, man. They added them in, and I want to make some fucking explosives or whatever the hell there is for me to make. And anyways, so now we're pretty wrapped up in that. And Tom, I don't know if he was worth adding or not because...
Is he useless?
No, he just... You know, you forget. You're like, you would have so much fun with this because I want you to have fun the way that we have fun. And then Tom has fun the way he has fun, which is fucking anarchy, man. He just constantly... I'm like, hey guys, make sure to do this so we could like do this thing that's even better for us. And I'm like, who the fuck did the thing that I asked them not to do? And everyone's like, Tom. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, just don't fucking do that, Tom. And then Tom starts going like, did you know with the Starbucks app, you can get your Starbucks coffee in as little as 10 minutes just from the click of a button? And he starts like advertising Starbucks really heavily. And then he disappears. He just fucking disappears, man. And then eventually, like 20 minutes, he gets back and we're like, where did you go? He's like,
you went to go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're like, what's happening right now? He was so much fun to play with, but in a different way. And it made me so much more like frantic through everything because I just didn't know what was happening. Meanwhile, if something happens that I don't know that's happening, it's just like, oh, somebody's laughing about something. Hey, what's going on? And then you go check it out and you're like, haha, that's funny too. If Tom's laughing, everyone's like, God damn it, what the fuck just happened? That's the difference, you know? That's the big diff.
Big diff.
Big diff. Also, it's really fun being able to name yourself something different on that game every time. I think Kyle's name was Pee-Pee Storm, which I thought was pretty good. Eliza's was like Mommy Monster or something weird like that. What was it? Like Big Mommy Monster. It was just a weird ass name. Tom's was a hairy baby with a question mark. I was Senorita Lizard Feet. You know, you can just be whatever the fuck you want. Sam was his regular name, but you know, it's fine.
Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So anyways, that was a fucking blast. I loved doing that. And that's, I think, it. Did I finish watching Euphoria on our last episode?
No.
Or was it the one before? Yeah, finished up Euphoria.
Mm-hmm. Not spoil it.
No, not at all.
They all die.
Yeah, well, I mean, more or less.
Yeah.
But episode 8 was the last episode, I think. And at that point, I was like, this was a great show. Like, it depends on what they're going to do this last episode. But this is like a solid 8 out of 10 right now. We'll see what happens. And then the episode ended, and I was like, whoa, was not really anticipating an end like that. Solid 8 out of 10 right now.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, it ended on an 8 out of 10.
They didn't ruin it or
in
anything.
my opinion, of course. Which we never like rank things on this show.
Yeah, numerically,
right?
not really, yeah.
But like as I'm watching it, I'm like, if I had to, it would be like right there. Like it's really good, but not the level that's like, oh man, you should definitely check this out. It's like, you know, it's a good show, and I think you should watch it.
I saw some stuff on like on the internet, people being like, season finale of Euphoria does this crazy thing or whatever. Like, click now, and I go, all right, cool. I'm not gonna click it because I don't want to spoil it if I ever decide to watch it. But I
honestly couldn't imagine what it would be either.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. There's like, it's like it leaves it open for the second. I was like, I don't fucking care. Like, that great.
Yeah, duh. It leaves it open for a second season. It's
on HBO, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing that I really like too is I'm gonna give a spoiler, but not like really a spoiler.
Okay.
I thought there are a lot of moments that are kind of surrealist in the show, right? And the last sequence is one. But at this point, I'm like, I don't know if the main character is alive.
Ooh,
I don't know I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know if this is what's going on in her mind, and I don't know where it started.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I don't know what's happening. It almost feels like this is like a death sequence, but I don't know. And then I had to watch after the credits. So people that don't really care about those after the credits interviews, you could just skip it now. Anyways, the main character is just like, yeah, you know, I'm really excited to see what goes on like with these characters next season. And I'm like, oh, good. She's alive. Okay. We just don't know. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. It was it was a great show. I would definitely recommend it. Cool. No Big Little Lies. Let me tell you that. Ooh, baby.
Pretty Little Liars is way better. You're right.
Yeah, something like that. All American Rejects, you know? Dirty Little Secret.
Dirty Secret, yeah.
That's who has to know?
Before we came here, I just wanted to do quick shout outs to our friend Mariah. We just had a dinner with your sister Sam and your brother-in-law Matt and their child Scarlett. Well, I didn't.
Dude, you're nailing these games.
Fucking know these names. Yeah, I know. I was hearing about it. That's why I was a little late. Just feeling myself. Had a few beers. And then they bought us dinner. It was really nice of them. Thank you so much. We also talked anime. We talked about My Hero Academia. And then he's just like, Matt's like, yeah, I seen all 4 seasons. Oh, I'm sorry, all 3 seasons. And he goes, I don't know how I feel about the way this third season ended. And they're like, well, bitch, get ready for the fourth.
Because guess what? There's more.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. But they like the show, so it's good.
It's fun. I love it. Because, I mean, that's the way it is with anime. Like, sometimes it is like, I don't really know about the end because I don't know if there's going to be another season, but it's My Hero Academia.
Yeah, that's not going to die.
It's bread and butter for all them anime-ass companies out there.
I for sure see it like
making figures.
It's got to be like
posters.
that. It's got to be like the One Piece thing where like it's going to be hundreds of episodes.
We are going to talk about One Piece in a little bit, my baby boy.
Do you want to talk about anime you're watching?
I did want to share one more thing.
Share it.
Because I said that I was going to share it on my podcast. Today, somebody described me. A stranger described me as that guy from like every romantic comedy that's like the best friend. And I was like, and then he was like, no, I mean it like it's a good thing. And I'm like, I'm taking it as a good thing.
But it could be a bad thing. But
like,
fuck you. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to embrace that shit and I'm going to say it on my podcast. And he was like, well, you have a podcast? And I was like, fuck you. You don't need to know about my life. Get the fuck out of my office. That was it.
Was it Dylan Lloyd?
No,
okay,
it was not. I don't think that he knows that I work here.
Coward.
And if he does know,
I know
for sure tried
shit,
to like ignore me and pretend like he didn't know who I was.
I know that you're not on the level, Dylan.
Yeah, it's true. Also, he would have fucking made eye contact with me as a big boy from the fucking leasing office that everyone would goddamn know if you move in.
Yeah, but he didn't. He's here legally.
He's illegal.
We were talking about anime that we're currently watching.
Sure.
What you got?
I don't fucking know. It's all whatever out there. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not happy with the anime intake in my life.
Okay. Oh, you want more?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, fuck you. Because that'd be a crazy turn for you to, from last week to this week, be like, all the anime this season's trash. I'm not on. I hate all of it. That's what I thought you were going with. I was like, holy fuck, what a twist.
I'm not happy. So like right now, I'm not watching anything different than last week, and I'll update what I am watching, of course.
Okay.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm missing out. People are so excited about so many shows,
and you're just like,
I envy that because instead I'm just like, yeah, but mostly like these 2 shows, dude.
3 shows, man.
I'm watching 4.
I know what for. Can I guess what? So you're watching Vinland Sagas.
Which I really like. It's so good and I want to see more and it's fun, but it's not like the one that I'm freaking out over.
You're not pumped about that one, honestly.
No, I like it. I'm really enjoying every episode.
But it's not, you said you're only pumped for 2 though.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm really pumped for Vinland Saga.
I'm pretty excited about it, but I can't reach that level.
You see these veins? You just fucking craving Vinland Saga.
Going.
Just fucking slapping them up, strap my shit up and just light me up.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Jeez Louise.
Give it to me.
This Viking stuff,
I was so fucking upset that last week I was like, the other day I was trying to watch Vinland Saga with Sierra. I was like, it's time to watch some anime. And we were completely caught up. I was like, fuck.
Well, new episodes from like 2 days ago.
Yeah. So, but when I was going to sit down and watch it with her, I was like, we watched all of this? Like, god damn it. I thought we had like one more. I need my fix.
Yeah, I need to see, is Thorfinn going to live or die?
He's going to live.
Is he going to make it through the entire intro? Or is he going to die before he even gets to the intro?
He's going to make it.
Okay, good.
Okay, so anyways, what have you been watching? So you're bummed out that you're not stoked up like everything.
Yeah, about like everything. So Vinland Saga, of course, I'm excited about it, but it's not like my go-to. Like, I don't crave it. It's not like Gatorade, you know?
That's what plants crave, whatever.
Exactly. Thank you. And I'm still into Copcraft for the story, and it's
I thought you dropped it. I thought you'd officially dropped it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to watch. You're just like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But last week I hadn't officially dropped it, and I said I'm done with it, and then I started feeling like, ooh, but I want anime though, so I'll just see maybe.
I'll just power through. Yeah.
Better animation this last episode. Okay. Essentially, we had wrapped up the first story arc, and now we're on to the second of like, yeah, man, I know that like she's like, anyways. And then the fairy chick or elf chick, I don't know what she is really.
She's a fey chick.
Like monster chick. She comes back and she's like crashing on his couch now, and she's like, yo, I'm your partner now, and like, I kind of need to be here still and can't go back home yet. So, and I'm like, oh, so this turned into like a real buddy cop, not like a otherworld buddy cop. This is like, man, I'm crashing on your couch because we're going to do a stakeout, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, it's reached that level and I'm pretty excited about that. But overall, it's still just like, I liked it more than a lot of other stuff, but yeah. Now we're on to High Dive, the two shows that I am excited about. The two shows you give a fuck about, yeah. Oh, Maidens and Your Savage Season is so good. You have such bold, well-written characters in this show, and you have like so many different angles on the whole like coming of age, puberty situation in this show that it's hard not to love it. It's just written so well. It took a couple episodes for me to like feel fully invested, but the first episode I watched, I was like, fuck, that was good. And then after a couple more, I'm like, yeah, I need this show. It's fucking amazing. I can't believe that they're writing this well and successfully animating it and making me captivated. And just every part of it feels great. And then there's, of course, Wasteful Days of High School Girls, which is fucking trash city. And it makes me laugh every time for different reasons. Yeah, man, I'm loving it. It's just good. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Encanto. That's great, man. I'm happy you're enjoying those two shows and watching those other two also.
Yeah. I should be playing more Fire Emblem because I could essentially get my fix from that.
Yeah, you're animated. Because apparently the writing's really good, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And like, I really like it. And I don't know. I'm just a fucking fake gamer.
Gamer girls rise down.
Yeah, apparently.
Oof. Yeah. Well, okay, so for me,
that's my anime
let's talk about Mies. So I've been watching it. Let's talk. I'm caught up. Except for that last episode that just came out a couple days ago.
Right.
Do want to see it.
He's
haven't
older.
seen it. I figured the time jump comes
Spoiler alert, he's older.
The time jump comes because the last bit I saw,
it's pretty hard not to guess.
He got the respect from the guy that like killed his dad.
Like,
didn't technically kill his dad, you know. I mean, he didn't shoot the arrows. Also,
but he was the one.
He wasn't the guy that put the hit out on him. I get it. I was talking to Sierra about this, because in the intro, like we see Thorfinn like, get older and like
actually a little like teeny bopper.
Yeah, but he gets a little bit older. He's probably like in his teens, right?
Yeah.
Unless he's just a short adult or whatever. Vikings.
He's like 14,
and he's obviously like fighting with this guy. Like he becomes a part of his crew. So I was talking to Sierra, like, I mean, this manga's been out for a bit. I don't know much about it. I haven't read any of it, but I was wondering, like, hey, it's there. Like, what are your thoughts on like? I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen. Like, do you think that like Thorfinn is gonna, because he says he's gonna get his revenge for his dad one day, but right now he's like, him and this guy seem to have a truce till the point where he can actually challenge him and actually kill him, right? It's like, do you think he's gonna get his revenge and actually kill him, or do you think there's gonna be a bit where like they're fighting and like he's gonna be dying and then he's just never gonna get his revenge or whatever? Like, is he gonna forgive him for the thing they did to his father? Like, because like it's obviously he's gonna somehow take him under his wing. He's got to learn how to be this fucking huge warrior or something like that. And Sierra and I have been just kind of going back and forth talking about it. I'm interested to see what happens. I don't want to be told what happens. I figure that it might come along later because I feel like this is like one of those mangas that's like a huge saga. Like it's not just like a little contained story. I feel like it's really, really big. So I'm excited for that show. I do enjoy it. What else did I watch? I'm more caught up with, what's it called? Dungeons.
Yeah.
I'm not all the way caught up.
Okay, so is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Part 2, yeah.
Not as good as the first part. Otherwise, you'd be caught up, right?
I mean, probably, yeah. Actually, no. To be fair, when I had first seen the first season,
it took me 2 years to watch.
It had already been completely done, and it was dubbed. So I was able to just demolish the thing, right?
All right.
So the second one, I've actually never watched it sub. So this is the first time I've seen it. Like, this.
Are you like gagging each time that the characters talk? Or are you like, you know what, this fits them?
I get it. His name's Belchan or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. I still do like it, but that is probably why I'm not like. There's a little disconnect. Yeah. It just kind of like when we watched the season 4 premiere of My Hero and we go, what's going on here?
Listen, man, your voices is all good and fine, but I feel straight duped.
Yeah. They lied to me. I've been lied to. Okay. So what else? I've been watching more of Given. I'm behind one episode. These boys be playing the guitar. These boys be really gay. That's what it's about.
Man, it's all about breaking hearts and taking names.
Breaking hearts and taking farts. It's great.
Okay.
I really like it. There's nothing really to it. It's nothing like revolutionary. It's just some boy love, and they play the guitar, and like they try to write some deep shit, and I go, yeah, you trying. You trying, but
Does it feel like high school boys talking about deep shit that they don't know shit about?
Yeah, it feels like high school boys talk about stuff that's way out of their depths.
Like, bro, you ain't even seen Attack on Titan.
Bro, you've never seen Attack on Titan, dog. So there's that. What else? I've also decided just not to fuck with what's it called? The gargoyles.
Oh yeah.
What was that one called? Sacred Beasts.
Yeah.
Forgotten Beasts or something like that.
Yeah. All the Sacred Beasts.
So I've done that.
Forgotten Sacred
Something
Beasts.
I have watched some more of is the weird, like, From Weakest to Strongest. The show that has a weird name. This is the guy that can...
Yeah, the gun man.
The gun guy. The super edgelord or whatever.
Yeah, how do you feel about
it? I like it. It's not good. I love it. It's okay. I'm watching this one dubbed because I was like, it's already dumb. Like, the fucking premise is like, I get it. He's like, I can't get over the fact, because I was talking to Sierra's younger brother about this, Isaiah. I was like trying to explain it when I was watching the season, and I go like, yeah, man, the intro's like, there's music, like rock music or whatever, and he's walking, he's got white hair, an eye patch, a metal arm, and a gun. I was like, he's just like every edgelord's wet dream, like that's what he, and I was like, we're not at that point yet. Like, I haven't seen him lose the eye yet. His hair is white. He has lost the arm. He's got the gun. So he's working his way up to the point I've got, he has saved whoever the chick is in the intro with him, the young girl.
Gotcha.
And he saves her, and reluctantly saves her. He was going to leave her there, and she goes, I've been betrayed. And he goes, betrayed? And he goes, I've been betrayed. We've been betrayed together. Like, we are kindred spirits. So he saves her or whatever. And like, she gives her spiel. Apparently she's the vampire queen or whatever. And I was like, of fucking course you are.
A big mood,
Of course you are.
Some days you're a vampire queen, other days you're a vampire teen.
And it cuts back to times where, like, the other classmates or whatever. And me and Sierra were watching it, and I was like, yo, Sierra, look at how shiny that chick's boobs are. Like, it's stupid shiny, sometimes I don't fucking get it. Like,
man, those breasts are as shiny as some knees.
Yeah, it's so weird that anime decides things that are shiny: eyelids, lips, shoulders, tits, knees. It's like,
hey, can I take a segment? Well, you mentioning these shiny things, for sure, right? Yeah. So I watched the first episode of Los Spookies, right, on HBO.
Los Spookies? What's that? Is it called that?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
It's the plot of it is a couple of characters through a quinceañera that was all like kind of horror gothy.
Sounds
themed,
like it,
right? Yeah. And it wound up being a huge hit. So now they're doing different events and making it like a profession.
Okay.
And their family's pastor, like, comes to them and is like, hey, so I would love if you can, make it look like there's an exorcism going on, and I could be the one that like comes and exorcises this girl, this baby, so that more people will like me.
Come back to the church.
No, not to come back to the church, because there's a new guy who's there, right? And everyone really likes the new guy.
And he's better.
But he's explaining like how annoying he is and whatnot, even though everyone likes him. He's like, and his lips are just so shiny. They're just so shiny. And he comes in and his lips are fucking shiny and gross. And it was such a weird thing to be like, oh man, his fucking lips are really shiny. And I'm like, they're going to make a joke out of this. But then after the guy leaves, he's like, hey man, his lips were really shiny. What's up with that? He's like, right? I told you guys, right?
That's anime as fuck, dog.
Most of Spookies, anyways. Back to shiny anime.
But her and I were talking, because like it was, she had like very prominent like highlights just on her tits or whatever. Yeah. She's also like,
it's got like the red with the white shine.
Yeah, white
stuff.
shine, right?
Yeah.
Like, so she was her character is like, I think she's a swordsman or whatever, and she's like, everybody's wearing their armor or whatever. She happens to wear like this like it's like a little tiny vest that's also like a crop top. And it just like constricts her boobs. Her tits are just popping out the front. And I go, what is this? What outfit is this?
It's a battle outfit, dog.
But it's
you
like,
ain't never battled before?
No.
Where do you put your breasticles?
Oh, you're right. My balls. Because boobs are balls.
Yeah. Balls are boobs, though.
But it's made out of cloth, too. It's not like she's actually wearing armor. Anyways.
Yeah.
But she was like, she had like the highlights when she was just like doing nothing. And like, I get it. Like sometimes like when they do the highlights, they go like they're sweaty because they're working out. Or whatever,
But I feel like this was like, I'm kind of bored.
Yeah. But these highlights were like burning like fucking holes in my eyes. And I was like, I had to say something to Sierra. And I'm like, Sierra, and she's like, yeah. And like, it's like, can you fucking believe this? It's like, Look at those shiny ass tits.
Every once in a while, anime just does us wrong like that. You're like trying to have a nice, good time, and then they fucking throw that in there. And other times it's like, you know what? I'm going to watch Keijo, and I'm going to enjoy every second, but I'm not watching something else, and then suddenly I'm overwhelmed with some boobs. Like, that's not my jam. I know some people are pretty okay with it.
It's fine.
But, like, I mean, for example, the outro of Fire Force, people have talked about it enough. People have watched it. It's got the priestess chick, and it shows her pouring water all over herself while she's like in a thin like veil.
It's essentially a wet t-shirt contest for her butt. Yeah.
And you're watching Fire Force in the first episode, you know, you wouldn't have assumed that. And then you're like, whoa. And it shocked a lot of people, right?
Me, yeah.
Which to me, I'm like, that's some narrative that I don't understand yet. Don't know why you would make it at the outro, other than like, it's going to be really important. And the outro is fucking cool. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I fucking love the outro is my favorite part of the show. I've only watched 2 episodes, but still. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's like, when I'm watching something, I don't expect that.
Yeah.
And whenever it just fucking comes out of nowhere, episode 6. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, so anyways, shiny boobs apart. Like,
yeah, from weakest to strongest show.
Whatever the show's called. I was talking to Sierra's brother about this, trying to explain what it's about. And I was like, yeah, like so he's kind of like, you know, like the Elric brothers, because he can like transmute stuff and make walls and shit. You know, like he's also kind of like slime because he can take people's powers. He's also got a gun, you know, and I'm like, he's also kind of like, you know, the shield hero because he's a fucking asshole, you know, but the shield hero is pretending to be an asshole. This guy legit is just an asshole.
Well, he wasn't until he almost died.
He very quickly turned into an asshole, though. He's like, I'm a nice guy. And then he's like, I fucking got betrayed. I ate some meat. Now I'm a fucking dick. I was like,
you know, mostly cool. I think it was the meat that changed him. I think so.
The meat changed him, yeah.
Personally.
Well, you don't know because you haven't fucking watched the show.
No, but I'm really good at guessing.
You don't know shit.
I never guess about things, but that was the first time I've ever guessed in my life.
I enjoy the show. I think it's a little absurd, but it's something that I'm watching. I watched more of O Maidens. I'm not completely caught up to where you're at.
It's oof.
I got to the part where like they tricked the teacher into joining the the thing.
So they blackmailed. All right,
that was pretty funny.
It's also fucked up.
The point when they meet in like public, or whatever, like it's like
I'm like.
And like he just starts bolting, and she just like follows after him, like this is great. And then he what he does is like she's following him, and then he kind of pauses at a light, and he leaves right when the light turns red, so she has to stop. And I was like, "Ooh, you clever son of a bitch!" You know, I was like, "It's pretty good."
Also, at first I wasn't a huge fan of her character. I'm like, "All right, well, let's see what her whole story is." And then I was like, "I don't know, she's kind of annoying and just like obsessed with sex and like weird or whatever." And then after she starts like trying to blackmail him and stuff, I love her like sassy little like face because she's like tiny and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then she also has like a good personality aside from that too. So
I knew I became a fan of her when she's leaving to go like meet, because I felt the same way. Like I don't really know what her deal is, but she was leaving to go meet him, and she hears something over like the TV talking about like when women wear panties that don't match their bras or whatever. So she looks at her under her shirt, and she goes they're blue. She goes I think I'm wearing yellow panties or whatever. It's like, so they don't match, because she's about to go have her first sexual encounter, and she sees, I don't know if it's her mom or her sister, she's like laying on the couch, and she's like can see like that she has like blue underwear, so she just like it's like wrestles her underwear off of her. I go, what a fucking beast, look at her, like she knows what she wants, and she's gonna fucking get
monster.
So I got to that point. You've gone to the point where like the main character realizes she has feelings for the neighbor, and then the neighbor the neighbor's so, I mean, he's a boy, so he's dumb,
he's oblivious, but it's been brought up in this episode.
He tries to like, so he rejects this other girl. He audibly says he doesn't have feelings for anybody, right? And then she has this really, Sierra and I were talking about this, and Sierra thought it was really like, kind of like cute or whatever, that she was like looking at the porn that she took from him or whatever, and she does this thing where she goes, oh wow, it's like transmuted porn. It's like porn on a bus, and this guy loves, like trains. And she goes,
like,
wow. She's like, you love trains so much, but you wouldn't sully it with sex. But you like transportation so much that you would get bus sex. And she goes like, oh, you haven't changed all that much,
and she's like, so funny. And I was like,
it was so great. God. And then this is the part where
what good writing.
Yeah, it's so good. And then there's the point where he says some shit like, he audibly tells her like, yeah, sorry, this is happening, blah, blah, this stuff. He goes, but I don't think about sex with anybody. You know, like obviously I'm a boy, so I watch these videos or whatever. But I wouldn't want to have sex with anybody.
I don't think about anybody. People that I know.
No one that I know wouldn't. And then that like breaks her heart, crushing her, essentially being like, wow, you've never thought of me romantically. And like, and I was like,
and then you're like, can you even win with these girls? But then you're also like, I mean, I was a little girl too, so I totally know how it is. Yeah. Back when I was 15, dude,
stealing people's porns and like returning it to their homes.
Been there.
Yeah, man, the show's great. It's fucking awesome. It looks amazing.
I don't know why it's so good, but it is just
Lurch, dog.
It's the best show of the season. Is it Lurch?
I think so.
Well, I mean, yeah. Way to go, boys.
Yeah.
You know, you made my favorite magical girl battle anime, and you made my fucking favorite other one.
Nailed it.
That was the same thing, I think.
I want to say that's it. I want to say that's all that I'm technically watching. See, Funimation, Crunchyroll. I mean, I'm technically, in parentheses, still gonna watch Dr. Stone and Fire Force.
Do it.
I haven't yet.
Just do it.
I probably should.
Why are you being such a wimp about it, man?
Shut up. Don't I'll fucking fight you.
You're a fucking nerd.
That's it, man. That's all the anime I'm watching.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, do you want to watch more next week and then talk about it again?
Yeah, for sure. But
before that's been our episode. Oh.
No, before we get to the news, I want to talk about a giveaway that we're doing, right?
Oh my God.
Right?
Fine. Yeah, talk about it now, okay? Not at the opening of the episode, not at the clopening of the episode.
Forgot. So we're doing a giveaway for some stuff that we got at Anime Expo.
First giveaway.
This first giveaway this week, it's going to end on the 21st. So you can start now. It's the 21st. Or now. You can actually, it does start now. Monday, the day that this is on air. Because this will air on Wednesday. But it ends at the 21st, and we're giving away some stuff that Trip was able to get at the Sound Euphonium.
He gave a euphonium.
So there's a poster, I think. I don't know what else there's. There's like this weird like binder. I can't only remember. It's like a binder slip thing.
You could put your fucking music sheets in there.
Music sheet stuff. That's what we're giving away. It's kind of the same rules we always do. Go on Instagram, follow, like, all that stuff, you know.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, send
share,
us a postcard.
Do whatever. You know, and Sierra will for sure get your entries in, and next week someone will be a winner. I mean, it's kind of crazy. People the first thing they say when they win is, "Oh my God, I can't believe I won." It's like,
I love it.
And they go, "You fucking put your name in, right? That's all you had to do."
Yeah, but you would do the same exact thing.
Oh my God, I can't believe I won.
You're like, "Wow, I actually didn't think it was going to be me."
Yeah,
and I hoped it was. But wow, I can't believe it is.
So if you want these things, and you
do,
yeah, you do, because we don't want them.
Honestly, I should just rewatch Sound Euphonium. It's so good.
It's as good as shiny boobs.
So fucking good.
So if you want these things, they could be yours. All you gotta do is do the thing, turn in, do all this stuff, and obviously be old enough to give us your address, because we've had times where people have to reject it because their parents won't live.
It's such a bummer too, but whatever.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, I'll mention the giveaway again at the end. I just wanted to do that now before we get into the news.
All right, so the news. Mm-hmm. You like free anime?
Love it.
Cool. Hey, you remember that time we watched and reviewed Redline?
Yeah.
Now you guys can watch and review Redline at home by watching it on YouTube for free in the United States.
That's awesome.
So if you're not in the United States, you could get a VPN for the low price of probably the same price as the movie and watch it on YouTube as somebody from the United States.
Redline's a good movie. It's about some space racers. Awesome. They race like...
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's really out there.
It's over the top. It's got fucking amazing animation. It's just killer. Very stylized, very, very fast and fun and jamming. Yeah, it was fun.
Check it out. Time. If you can, fucking check it out here on YouTube.
Absolutely. Speaking of checking stuff out, have you seen anything by Kyoto Animation?
Yeah, bro. I'm a huge fan of Kyoto Ani.
Okay, well, they're fucking incredible, and they're not going to stop being incredible. Essentially, all of the victims of the arson have returned to work at the studio.
That's awesome.
And one of them said, "This is the ultimate counterattack to the arsonist. Coming to work and putting out consistently good stuff, and our animation quality is not going to go down." Just talking all this kinds of shit. And I'm like, yeah. It's like people being like, fuck you, arsonist.
The best way to win is just to be the best me I can be, bitch. You tried to stop me, couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love it. I love that they're coming back into it, and they have so many people supporting them, and they're supporting themselves, because I couldn't imagine what they've gone through.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's just awesome that they're coming back with that attitude of like, we're going to do it, and we're not going to be any worse than we ever were. Yeah. And you couldn't do shit.
That's great.
It's great.
Shouts out to Kyoto Ani and all those people.
All right. Now we're going to talk about a little show people are really liking called Demon Slayer or Kimetsu no Yaiba. Demon Slayer. Anyways, for its first week that it's been on sale, Demon Slayer sold more than 11,000 copies, which is like, it's too many. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like too many, of course. 11,000, that's not that many. But people don't buy anime DVDs that quickly.
Yeah.
Normally, it's just like it's still available to stream. But like, people are fucking buying this shit like hotcakes. It's nutso, dude. So anyways, you can pretty much confirm that there are going to be other seasons coming out soon. And depending on how well everything does, there's probably going to be another movie. Mm-hmm. So it looks like this is filling in for like the success that My Hero Academia has gained so quickly. This show is now getting up to somewhere in that realm, I would say.
So what you're saying
pretty
is
weird, right?
New Big Three: My Hero, Boruto, Demon Slayer. I almost forgot what it was called.
You're like, whatever. That one show that I don't fucking care about. I don't watch Demon Slayer.
I kind of stopped after I think episode like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
People have been saying it's gotten better. You're telling me that one of your friends actually hit you up to say this shit's fucking dope. And I go,
nah, nobody hit me up for that. That was about Dr. Stone.
Oh, Dr. Stone. Yeah. Anyways, but their most recent fight came out or whatever, and people losing their shit. I saw a clip of it. Looks real good.
Yeah, people were comparing it to Mob Psycho 100 and whatnot. I'm like, should I watch? I don't know. I just don't like the characters.
Yeah, it's okay. So, that's great. I'm glad that anime is doing well.
You know what other anime is doing well? One Piece.
Nice.
So One Piece essentially outsold every other movie that's come out in Japan this year.
Whoa.
The latest movie completely destroyed those numbers. And this year, Endgame came out and broke box offices in every country except for Japan. Japan was like, no, we like Detective Conan more. We're going to buy more tickets to that. But One Piece has blown out Detective Conan and clearly Endgame. But like, that's the amount of fucking love that these other movies have had.
Yeah.
And One Piece just beat them. It blows my mind because One Piece in the United States, you don't see people on forums talking about like how One Piece is the greatest anime of all time and all this shit. But it's been such a big part of Japanese culture for so long. People are just, or I guess Japanese anime culture. Yeah. Let me clarify.
I mean, you do hear people like closeted One Piece fans here in the United States be like, yeah, I'm still up to date or whatever, and they watch all the things. But I think a good indicator of how like popular One Piece is that One Piece makes its way into other animes as an anime. Like characters in animes or mangas will be like, I have to go read the latest episode of One Piece. I got to go check out what Luffy's doing. Like they mention it all the time because it's such a cult classic, right? So yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised that Detective Conan beat Endgame.
I knew it was popular.
Endgame was huge. I'm not surprised One Piece beat Detective Conan because One Piece is so fucking big.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it just blows my mind that like those are the kinds of numbers that we've been seeing for all this shit.
What also is crazy is that like, I mean, these movies that are coming out aren't like they're not part of the series, right? It's just like these like
they're standalone
offshoot standalone things. So it's like I get they're popular. I just never see like it's kind of hard for me to give them merit. You know, kind of like the My Hero one where like I was talking to Matt and Sam about it. I was like, it's really fun. But it has nothing to do with the series. It's its own new thing. I was like, watch it if you want. I said, if you don't ever watch it, you'll be fine. Like you won't miss out on anything like too big. And that's kind of how I feel about these movies. But obviously One Piece is so popular to them. People don't fucking care. You put One Piece on something, fucking to the moon.
Good to go.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's all the news that I got this week.
Nice. Let's talk about this week's topic.
What is it?
Talk about Netflix's newest anime, I'm going to say. I think it's the newest one's come out. Kengen Ashura, right?
Yeah.
It's done by, that one studio.
Which one?
I don't know, but the fucking people that are distributing it at Pony Canyon. Boom.
I knew there you go. That's all the info you need, right? So yeah, it's made by somebody. I haven't had the time to look it up, and I'm doing it. And of course, the way that things go, it's more difficult than finding what you need on the computer because you're on your dumbass little phone, Chris. What's even the point of you? Larx Entertainment. And we know and love Larx Entertainment from things like Juusen, Battle Monsuno, and Soul Worker, Your Destiny Awaits.
I don't know either of those.
You don't?
No.
Me either. I'm trying to look at these pictures because Juusen Battle Monsuno is Monsuno World Master in English from 2012, which we watched all 52 episodes together. Larx Entertainment. Yeah, we don't know Larx.
No, never heard of them. Sounds like a shitty version of Lurch.
Honestly, yeah.
I thought you made it up. I was like, you misspoke. No, so this is we knew about this coming out for a while now. We got to see a little like weird promotional trailer thing at the Pony Canyon thing at AX
twice.
It was pretty great. So yeah, we got to hear some pretty shitty QA about this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I was stoked to watch this. You were happy to be a part of it.
It's hard to be stoked to watch it
because it's on Netflix.
Because of a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But I was hesitantly excited because of the director.
Yeah.
And honestly, the promo video that we watched when we were at Anime Expo, it was fun. And it gave me hope.
So the director for this is one of the guys that was the director on Attack on Titan, right? And him and I think maybe another director or producer or whatever, maybe a script writer or something like that.
Another one worked at like Kyoto Animation.
Yeah,
or something weird. Like
they did this weird
different
promotional video where they were dressed up as like badasses and like they were wearing like
Yakuza ass.
They were wearing like blacks and chains and like rings and shit. And they were like doing boxing moves. It was really strange. And we go, I get it. They're badasses, you know. It's really funny because they seem like very mild-mannered Japanese men, but like, nah, man, we were tough. My wall has a chain on it. I was like, oh shit.
And honestly, the editing was funny and like everything was pretty over the top, and it was just really well done.
So I was stoked for this.
And it's one of those things where when you look at it, you're like, oh, I'm going to get bored. So we watched it in English.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
That way you could still kind of know what's going on
or
while nothing else happens and it's all good. It essentially starts out, we're following fucking Loser McGee, who's never done anything cool in his life. And he's watching a dope ass fight in an alley for no reasons in particular. He just decided, I'm going to watch this alley fight of one man killing another man, essentially.
The main character is this fighter who challenges this big, massive dude to fight and beats the shit out of him like really easily. And then his sidekick is this older man or whatever, and he like runs into him and he's like, "This is my name," blah 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 stuff. Their stories get intertwined because in Japan, this is the premise of like
this is the actual thing that goes on in Japan.
In Japan, the way big businesses and corporations like solve things or resolve issues or whatever, how they make deals, is as opposed to being like violent or being like underhanded or doing horrible shit to each other. They're all part of this association and they all have a fighter that represents them. And then they have these underground fights where these fighters duke it out, and then that's how they resolve these issues. And then within that underground fighting ring, there's like other people who come watch and like pay money to see this fucking huge spectacle. And so our main character, this fucking fighting dude, makes his way into the fighting association. And his new manager is this fucking short, old, glasses wearing dweeb,
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like, one's a huge badass who's like too cool for school kind of thing.
And honestly doesn't have any personality.
No, he's really, his personality is like, I'm fucking the best. And it's just like, shut the
I'm
fuck
really
up.
Cool. I'm humble and I'm good at fighting.
I'm the best.
I'm not interesting. And also I'm way too badass for you guys.
I will never lose because I'm the best.
You. It was weird.
Yeah. And then the other, his sidekick, the old guy, is just,
this took really like 5 or so episodes to get before it got to before it got to the point where I'm like, oh, I understand what the show is. Yeah.
But he's kind of like a scaredy cat bitch of an old man, and he just kind of gets taken advantage of, left and right, and he doesn't really know what he's doing there and why he's a part of this whole situation, but his life is now a part of this. Anyways, let's see. Our main character does a couple fights for this corporation that this old man works for, and it kind of kicks off this like tournament between the association. Usually they fight and duke things out, but now they're, for some reason, I can't remember why, but like the guy who's in charge of the association gets mad at the main character's like CEO or whatever and says, fuck it, we're having they call it the Annihilation Tournament.
Yeah.
And essentially this is a tournament where like all the fucking big bads are going to fight together in this huge fucking bracket, and the winner is going to get to decide who the new head of the Ashura Association is, right? That's what it's called. And yeah, that's and then it's a fighting arc after that. Like it's just,
oh my god, it's a fighting anime. Yeah. Whoa.
I think that another bit you learn is like the main character and like the old guy aren't chosen to fight for this guy's corporation. They make their own. They make their own corporation. And are fighting dumbass McGee very willingly does it. He's like, I want to be a part of this tournament. I have to be a part of this tournament. And the other guy, the old guy, does it kind of, they trick him into doing it. And it's just like, they just want
a weird thing.
Yeah, they just want another, like, what's it called? Another, like, person that's fighting on their team, essentially.
Yeah.
Because when you
win, you can be the director, but you can also appoint
someone to be the director, right? So, like, you can be like, cool, my corporation won, but we want that corporation to be in charge, right? And so a lot of there's a lot of handed stuff where like a lot of corporations have like put several fighters in to fight,
bullying and bribery.
Yeah.
I can't talk right now. Yeah, bribery.
The thing is, like, in concept, like in theory, I think the story and this premise is really fucking cool.
It's really fun. I wouldn't call it cool.
I think it's fucking cool. I really like the idea of like, wow, this is how they settle issues. Awesome. And like all the backhanded stuff is great. Like how they're tricking people and bribing people and like doing all this underhanded shit to get more likes in their favor so they can win this corporation, because it's all at the end of the day like a game, right? The issue with this that I have is like the dialogue and the storytelling and like all that kind of stuff is pretty shitty in this.
It's so bad.
It's like really lackluster.
And honestly, when it comes down to it, premise and fights, cool. Everything else, not cool.
Yeah.
Skip the show. Don't watch it. But if you choose to watch it, you're going to have a good time because you chose to watch it. So it's fine.
Like if you like dope fights or you like fighting shows or whatever, this might be for you. If you're someone that's like driven by like character development and like plot and like, witty banter and great dialogue, this is not for you.
Like, just go watch Redline instead, though. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's free on YouTube right now, United States.
There's a guy who at the Pony Canyon asked. They were during the Q&A. He had the dumbest question. He goes, so like, is this going to be like in the what tier of animes? Like, is this going to be like? You think it's going to be up there with like
the great
fighting animes? And then like the guy didn't really understand the question. The question he wanted to ask, like, is this going to be good or not? And the way he poses it is like, is this going to be like, as good as Baki the Grappler or Megalobox? Like new fighting animes are out there. And in my head I was like, Megalobox is barely a fighting anime,
Yep.
Like there are fights. Sometimes they even cut out the entire fight. Like,
yeah, which is fucking great because that's not what it was about.
It's not about
it was
that,
about
right?
our boys.
Yeah, and then Baki the Grappler sucked ass. Like it was just beefcakes slapping each other, and with the dumbest main character in the world, dumber than this main character, honestly.
Yeah, really, really terrible.
And some really shitty fucking 3D CG or whatever. So yeah, in my opinion, yes, this is if you're asking if this is in the top 3 of those fighting animes, right. Absolutely, it is way above Baki the Grappler. It is miles behind Megalobox.
Absolutely.
Usually what we do is like break down the plot, what happens. There's no real point to do it here because all it is a fighting tournament.
Who wins like this fight? Who wins that fight?
Exactly.
Honestly, some characters are really fun. Mm-hmm. There's a dude from the Himalayas that's like the biggest, most rippedest dude from this little mountain village. Yeah. And he's brought down to the town and like hired as like a giant old meat pack essentially. And then he just embraces the American way and plays video games and eats fucking fast food nonstop because he realizes, oh my God, you don't have to do every step of making food. You could just ask for it.
Well, yeah.
Like, whoa, your pictures move when I tell them to move?
Like, he becomes corrupted by like this easy lifestyle or whatever.
Yeah.
And when his boss or whatever says like threatens to take it away from him, he goes, I will never go back to the fucking mountains where there's no video games and no fucking just sushi just laying around wherever you want. So he's just this fat giant monster. And I liked his backstory.
Yeah,
there's another guy who's like a cop and like he has this really twisted idea of justice where he'll kill people like for like just like everything. Like one guy goes like, he's like, yeah, it's like he saved him just to then kill him,
Super corrupt ass cop, which like that's an interesting character to be here. Mm-hmm. All of the like every part of this is like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But like the anime nerdy ass whiny guy who we follow, He just felt like a bunch of tropes and like wasn't that interesting. But they wanted him there so the plot can move on.
Yeah, you talk about the old guy, right?
Yeah,
yeah. He's the outsider. He's the way that he asks the question and someone answers it. He's the dumb fucking character in Pokemon who's never seen a Pokemon battle, and he goes, "What's going on?" And he goes like, "Well, I don't know if you knew this, but Steelix is a steel type, you know." Like, and then he explains it or whatever. That's what he is, and I go, I don't fucking care. Just punch each other, you know. Just fucking fight. That's all I'm here for. There's some cool characters also. I like the guy who was like really lanky or whatever. And he had really long hair.
I liked him until he fought, and then I thought it was stupid.
The way he fought. He's an assassin, and he wets his hair with this weird ointment thing over, like, I don't know, fucking since he's young, and it becomes as strong as steel. And I was like, I like the way he fought with his feet. Like, he would like shuffle left,
he was like
right?
a creepy little crab spider.
I liked him a lot, and then he lost or whatever, and then we see the spoilers. Then
he fought the main character. Like, he's gonna lose.
Right when they show that, I'm like, yeah, you're telling me. Anytime they line someone up with the main character, it's like, well, I know who's winning this one.
Yep. Oh, that was easy.
Like, they lined up, I think, him with the judo guy from the first fight for the next fight. And I go, well, I know he's losing. Like, I don't fucking. Can you maybe not do that? Maybe just show me the fights when they pop up, because I instantly know he's gonna at least make it to the end, right?
Yeah.
Because that's anime, right?
Yep.
At least that's how I feel. I do know that
whenever they introduce characters, you're like, what the fuck? They're so strong. But when we already know them, it's like, yeah, our guy's going to beat them. Yeah, I got whatever.
It, yeah. They do a thing where like they'll introduce two characters who are brand new, right? To go to the fight, and they kind of show small backstories for them and stuff.
And they do it fine.
They do, it's pretty interesting. Sometimes
I feel like the second half of the show really picked up compared to the first half.
Sometimes they'll change the art style to like this really like illustrated comic book, and they kind of move them almost like their paper, like stop motion kind of thing. Looks good. Or they'll do like really sketchy like lines with like just very simple backgrounds like blues and reds and stuff.
Looks good.
Yeah, every time they do something kind of like in a flashback artistically, I go, that's an interesting choice, especially when you decided to make everything CG. So you know, it kind of looks like
there are a couple of reaction shots like from the dorky ass old man where he's like making a goofy face and it's in 2D and everything else is in 3D to like really punctuate it. And I'm like, oh, that's a good way to like really emphasize the goofiness of him. But it would have looked a lot better if it was just on TV.
Yeah. So. Well, we talked about this.
But, you know, I get it.
They save money doing it this way. Also, like, if they're going to do a fight, they pose the fight one way, and then they just move the camera angle as opposed to having to redraw it completely. It's a financial thing. I totally get it.
Did you ever pay attention to the audience?
Yes. They're just the same people.
They look like you're at an arcade, and it's 1995.
They're either, like, arms in the air cheering or like clapping or whatever,
or like pixels just kind of shifting.
And then like there's people who are like actual characters, and you go, oh look, they're standing next to, you know, a fucking blob. No one seems to care.
I just thought that was pretty funny.
It does feel like, you know, a throwback to like an old video game or whatever, or like if our new video game would be like the crowd of fucking any 2K game where
I honestly totally understood it, because it was like those classic games that just fight to the death.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
You know, of course they look better, but I liked that was the style that they went with, because it was kind of like slower, dorky looking things.
Let's see. There was one thing I want to talk about that I actually. So one thing I do like is that I thought was, every time it happened I enjoyed. They do some like sport of like visual effects when he like kind of goes into like a rage mode or whatever.
Yeah, where they like made a shaky version of himself over the other, but in a more specific way with like all of the lines accenting parts of his body and whatnot shook instead of like his whole body or whatever.
I thought that was like a nice effect.
It was cool.
We also see it with like another character who does it later, who's like a bad guy, who I feel is going to make it pretty far in the tournament, right?
I feel like it's going to be like those two are going to be rivals at one point.
He seems to have a similar ability, and his is just, it looks the same, it's a different color or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some pretty eccentric characters that have other abilities, but the main character, whenever he does this thing, he just he becomes faster. He's not stronger, he's just faster. I don't fucking know.
That's it.
Yeah. Look, I enjoyed the show a lot more than I thought I was.
Me too.
I know that like I've heard about the manga, I've read some of it, and it sounded like a good, cool fighting thing.
Manga was better than the show.
Manga was better than the show. So I for sure want to. I'm thinking I'm going to read the manga just because. I won't. Just because, I mean, yeah, it's cool to see the thing moves, but I bet you the manga is better. One thing that did happen that we knew was going to happen, it's Netflix. We got 12 episodes of it, and guess what? It just kind of ends. Not like in an appropriate place to end. Not like at the end of an arc.
It's like, guess what, guys? Battle arc. And you're like, hell yeah, I'm down. And they're like, yeah. So anyways, see ya in whatever. See you in maybe 6 months. If we make another one. I don't know.
I think there's going to for sure be more.
I hope.
But I just don't fucking get it. I just don't understand what Netflix does. As the powerhouse of anime.
Netflix is making weird choices, man. Whenever they do that like half season bullshit, I just don't know. Also, sometimes the second season picks up of anime shows and it's just not as good.
Yeah.
Like people expect everything to be Stranger Things level of like, oh man, it's all going to be like pretty good, just in like slightly different ways. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know, like for example, the third season of Dear White People just came out and I really liked the first season. Did not really care about the second season, and now I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch a third. Like I do, but I don't know. I like the first season of Orange is the New Black. Tried watching the second, was like, man, nah, not for me, man.
I think I got through like the second, and that's where I kind of stopped.
Anyways, I feel like this, even though I want it to like continue, because I feel like the show figured out what it was trying to be.
Yeah, they finally got to what they're good at. Yeah, the fights. Show me the fights.
And now that we're in the thick of it, and they're like, here's a hiatus, I'm worried about what is season 2 going to do. I feel like it's just going to be lackluster, and it won't be that same like oomph that we had from before.
I agree.
But I mean, it's not even a great show. Like I wouldn't recommend it to people, but if somebody's like into fights and whatnot, sure. Like, you know what? It's fine. Just watch it and decide after like episode 6 or whatever.
It kind of reminds me of like, you know, those people who watch just kind of like on their computer, like streams of people doing Street Fighter stuff or Mortal Kombat stuff. Yeah, cool. You could watch the show. You know, and just watch the two people fight and you go, great. And then just ignore the dialogue because it doesn't fucking matter, right? Mm-hmm. There's some pretty brutal stuff. I hope if the second season comes out, if they do put that oomph in it and it continues at where it is, because I do enjoy where we're at now. The first half was boring as fuck.
First half of first season, not good, not worth it.
Yeah,
but it introduced you to all the characters and it set up the whole plot of the show. And the second half, once we're like on the boat and everybody's fighting, and we're introduced to like how goofy the American dude is.
The announcer, yeah,
the American announcer guy, and then he winds up becoming an announcer.
He was a fighter first, right?
Yeah, that whole thing was so much fun, and I didn't give a fuck about the show until that character came in, and I'm like, this show's goofing around now. It really just needed to get a little bit goofy, because for this whole time, I'm like, this is a really dumb idea, and every character's kind of dumb, and the like big fighter that he had to go up against at the beginning, not at the beginning, but the dude in the Hawaiian shirt who works as the normal fighter
for his corporation.
For the corporation, I was like, he's like different than you would expect, and that's fun, but like he's not, I don't know. And then I got to the American guy. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is so much fun.
Yeah.
And then it just got more and more fun with each character they introduced.
I think they took themselves less serious.
Yeah.
And then they just said just ramp up the violence in the fights, and they go, oh, okay, cool, this is what you're good at.
Yeah.
Do the backstory things. I enjoy the backstory things.
Absolutely.
And especially not knowing who's gonna win, I go, cool, because I try to sit there and guess like this person, no, that person.
Yeah.
And then when I'm wrong, I go, oh, nice. I'm kind of interested to see that they did it that way or whatever.
But the dialogue's so stupid. And it does have those expositions of like overly explanatory bullshit. It's just like, yeah, this guy's really good at fighting because every time he gets hurt, he gets pleasure from it. Ooh. Have you heard of endorphins? Yeah, so instead of this guy having pain, it releases endorphins in his body. And it explains everything step by step. It's like, yeah, this dude feels joy from pain instead.
Shut the fuck up when you see the fight.
Like, honestly, that's the only thing I needed. Instead, they just explain it way too hard. And they're like, this is the chemicals. They don't say like, oh man, it's releasing like hella endorphins and the dude's going nutso. And instead they're like, have you heard of endorphins? They're these things that make you feel this way. And I'm like, okay.
Endorphins are a noun.
It felt like very... All right, I'm in the middle of a fight. I know that you're explaining it because you're like the evil bad guy or whatever, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, you clearly know shit about fights when you're not even a part of it. Or
you know
whatever.
What endorphins are. Cool, good for you.
Never talked to the guy. Anyways, it's just, I don't know, man. Parts of it were really shitty, and it pretty much just comes down to the dialogue.
Yeah.
The animation, of course, like when you start watching it, you're like, ew, gross.
Yeah. Also,
it works for the fights.
Also, it took me a while to get used to the English dub voice because like the way their mouths moved and the audio came out, it it doesn't line up well.
It's not perfect.
No. But I feel like it was more noticeable here. When it comes to like tiers of like CG anime, it's, I would say, up there. Like I think it's better than Baki. It's better than that really shitty fucking, it was like Fist of the Blue Star or whatever. Yeah. But it was Fist of the North Star, but it's like the prequel or whatever. Remember that one? That one was horrible.
Of course.
Like it's better than that. It's better than anything that fucking what's it called? Polygon Pictures has done, right? Yeah. So like like I think
Sword Guy.
Yeah, I think they Sword Guy, better than Sword Guy. I think the choice of them to do this 3D stuff is a good reason. Like they're saving money. They do sometimes like go overboard with these weird like cell shading and this like harsh like lines and stuff where it's like sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks bad. But I get it.
It did a lot of weird things, but I think it was trying to be something unique.
Yeah, I get it. They were for sure going for style, and I know that the manga is very stylized. Like because when someone gets punched in the face, they draw so much detail and like how the face is contorted. It's brutal, you know. Yeah. So I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to emulate that to the best of their abilities, and I can respect that. So as a whole, I for sure enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Like I said, I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think I'm going to be out there like praising it to people. No. But if this is something you're interested in, give it a shot. I think it's better than a lot of other things that are out there. Netflix, I still think they need to figure out the fuck they're doing because they just seem to always be doing things the wrong way. I don't know.
Just the releasing of stuff right now, man. That's what I'm going to hold a fucking bone to pick with. Like, man, it's just... Anyways.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah, it was all right. Don't watch it.
Do you know what we're doing next week?
Yeah, next week we're going to talk about an anime. It's going to be one that one of us is going to feel a certain way about, and the other one may or may not reciprocate that feeling. And we will tell you guys the surprise episode next week.
Sounds like Trip's going to figure out what we're going to watch.
I guess.
Anyways, I was about to say this about it. Anyways, if you like our logo, hit up AaronFrom TurkeyTops.com. If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser on SoundCloud and YouTube, or on Raft, apparently.
Yes, it's true.
Trip, where can people find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instagram podcast. If you want to find us on Twitter, tweet at InstantRamenPod.
Podcast.
And you can go ahead and shoot us an email, InstantRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Tell us your feelings. How are you? I miss you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. So like we said, we do have a giveaway going on right now. It's going to be on to the 21st. We're giving away some Sound Euphonium stuff.
Sound Euphonium giveaway.
If you like Sound Euphonium, get in there because I can't wait for you to message us and be like, I can't believe I won. All you got to do is apply yourself a little bit. Just apply yourself.
Yeah, man. If I didn't have too many posters, I would have been stoked about this poster. Instead, I was stoked to give it away to somebody that's down to have this poster.
Yo, bro, if you're down to have this poster, just do the things.
Who's the poster with the moster?
Yeah. So, and then the week after that, we will also be doing another giveaway of other stuff that we got at
what is it?
Anime Expo. I don't want to spoil it because I want people to get excited for this one. But it's pretty cool stuff. Anyways, this is Black from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.